Proper story's supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky. He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble. Ground forms up under his feet as if pointing away. He don't stop to wonder why. Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road. Well, it's a touching reunion. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. In the calamity, that survivor. No, ma'am. It's a gas fella, forced out from underground. Kid pops him good. Sometimes you just need a drink. Gotta hold him still to spit up the chamber. A school of squirts tunnels up around him. He sets foot inside one of Celandia's famous watering holes. Inside's old Rondi, the bartender. The calamity got him for his drinking did. Then Kid finds his trusty shield. But just as he's getting a handle on it, the security takes him for a petty thief. Special delivery. Gas fellas. Windbags start turning up for last call. More squirts start coming out of the woodwork. A big old fella pops out in front of the kid.
Ooh, 133. Not bad.
He gets a good look at things on his way down. He lands on top of a breaker's bow, and it ain't broke. Right back at you, he finds the distillery, right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town. One sip of the spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man. The arsenal is where the kid can pick the best tools for the job. An old ferry barge sends the kid on his way. The Bastion's real close now. Picks up a few pointers from a dusty old tome. Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kill. Kid spies a good perch for some target practice. He knows he should draw the string all the way back. He's a mighty fast learner. He finds the core to the Wolf District. Well, down he goes. Down.
Alright.
The Bastion.
Just gotta make the most of it, I guess.
Stranger still. His mind races. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. There's a bit of the Bastion.
Really shouldn't be caring too much about a bad start, even though it is pretty bad.
All I tell him is to set that core of his on the monument there, then watch. And just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again, growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. Now he lands at the intersection between bad and wrong. Ought to be a core down one of these twisted streets. But which one? And there it is. But it's locked down tight in an alloy cage. The blustery old foreman's keeping his fellas in check. And now there's a new marshal in town. He hears the whole place groan, but it's too tough to fall. He comes back, just like I knew he would. The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for him. Kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next. Kid ponders what to build. Kid don't know what's out there waiting for him. In better days, the melting pot was sealed tighter than the skin on a squirt. Of all the plans to survive the calamity, it had to be stab weeds. He throws a switch. Now what could possibly go wrong? Quite a bit, as it turns out. Some of the stuff lying around is downright dangerous. The cage starts lifting from the core ever so slow. All Kid can do days wane. Shipments start falling in.
Oh my god.
Way out of this mess. Not every score's born bad. Some spring to the kid's defense. Judging by the movement of the cage, it's gonna take a little while. Scumbags don't take kindly to interlopers.
Whatever.
Some gas fellas take his corner. Heard he popped that mean old fork. At this rate, maybe
That was really bad mind placement on my part.
Hard to tell. Squirts get real territorial around the core. Then a shipment of free samples shows up. It ain't all bad, as the kid finds some spices from the motherland, tax-free. One thing's for sure, that cage is awful heavy.
Wait, what?
It's a troublesome scene, to be sure. Left when the core goes free. 10, 9, 8, 7, and give or take a few seconds.
This could be a problem. This could be a problem.
The core's within reach.
Wait, I think he's dead now.
And down.
Thank you, scumbag.
Just gotta get to the nearest barge.
Losing even more time than last run. It actually was kind of okay.
I still remember the look on his face after that one. The old world's finished, but the new world's just getting started. Couples used to walk the sundown path. Kid ain't here for pleasure, though. But then, somebody gets to the core before the kid. A single panic squirt can bring the whole place down. Well, the path ain't exactly open to visitors no more. See, the path was intended for leisurely strolling and such. Sky bridges link the path together. One of them bridges whips the kid along.
A little slow, but I got the skip.
Everything.
Which is the important thing.
We mastered the winds in the old days. We can do it again. Who else could have taken the core? Scumbag ate it by mistake. No, they used to ship live munitions down the path. Even gas fellas need some shut-eye from time to
That was
time.
way
In all
better.
this toil, kid keeps coming back to an old.
I think I'm actually ahead now.
Who else could have survived the calamity? So we didn't find the core that time, but that ain't about to stop us. The dead welcome him with open arms. The calamity took everybody after all. Kid sees it plain, frozen faces all around. These folks never saw the calamity coming, but someone did. Someone close. It was someone like him. It's a snag or two trying to get him. He ain't about to stop, no matter what. He's got so many questions after all. The Thunder Brothers didn't make it. But him, He survived. Just think, without that man, we wouldn't be here right now, would we? What do you say to a man who's seen too much? Kid hasn't a clue, but he says this. He's a proper gentleman, that man. His name is Zolf. No hiding he's an Ura. Folks like him ain't never been a common sight in Celandia. He's relieved to see a living face or two. The kid and I introduce ourselves in kind, both to him and to each other, for the first time. The cores, they remember. That's why this place is coming together. That's why things are gonna be alright. Makes time to sample spirits from my personal supply. Where whiskey has no scent, but tastes like a peppered boot heel, it's not for everyone. There's only one way to Cinderbrick Fort. The hard way. Sure, the city marshals may be gone, but now the fort's crawling with windbags. The calamity was mercy for normal folks. Windbags ain't much different from normal folks. All they want's a warm place to stay and a decent meal. Cinderbrick gave them enough heat and metal to munch on for a while, but the fort ain't theirs by right. Kid's stash of grenades is there for him when things get even worse. Security's brain gone haywire. Windbags gummed up the works. They trapped the kid in the middle of the fort's parade grounds, and now ain't nothing left for nobody down at Cinderbrick Fort. Kid shows up just as Zolf's telling me about his own journey to the city. Zolf's travels ain't much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this. The lost and found. Here, kid takes fragments of the old world and makes them whole again. No use praying to the gods these days. No time for it either. Folks used to make pilgrimage here, pay their respects to Pith, the bull. Well, the gods are long gone now, and the orchard core is long gone too. In time, though, the bull stopped being a symbol and started being decoration. Pith makes a decent scarecrow at least. Then Pith lights up like a rodeo. Popping windbags is hard enough. No need to get the gods involved. Well, if the gods are alive, they must be plenty sore. Kid ain't found a core, but at least he found Zolf's precious. Now we can build a shrine of our own, though I got some alternatives in mind. The Langston River flowed free and wild till the calamity drank it all up. Maybe all that water just grew wings and flew off. Riverbanks swarming with bags. They're so bent on finding the core, they hardly notice the kid. Lucky for him, a certain famous ferry barge is still afloat. Maybe Nellie knows the way to the core. Maybe she can slip right past all the clamor on the coast. Or maybe not. The security skiff pulls up portside. Nellie's just another windbag to those guns. Just then, the windbags notice what she's sailing with.
I mean, so far so good as far as this run's concerned. It's all about the second half, though. The first half just gotta play, consistently, and like being on like perfect pace does not make that big of a difference compared to nailing the late game strats.
They try to knock her out. Yeah, she might though. She hits a snag. Kid's gotta help her get untangled. Favors for favors. At least she picked a good spot for a break. Cause the core's right there. Then the kid hears an unusual sound, like 100 flapping wings. They had their own eyes on the core. But why?
Those gas fellas were in some very awkward positions. Almost bodied me off the edge.
Crafty things think they're tingling loose. The rest of us only wish we could fly in times like these.
Oh boy. Let's get this guy.
Security skiffs keep on coming, starboard side. Don't seem to care what they shoot, as long as they hit something. Windbags getting even better. Well, it all proves too much for poor Nelly.
Did not mean to aggro him unnecessarily. Ended up not making it onto the barge anyway, so it's fine.
With her last breath, Nelly gets the kid to solid ground. They want that core real bad. Might be they want it just as bad as a kid. Kid shoos them off, knowing they'll be back. Not even once.
Not even once.
You should remember. Why go to Prosper Bluff? Used to take an enterprising man or a plain old fool to venture out that far. And that's why you go to Prosper Bluff, ain't it? There the kid hears something he ain't heard in a long while. How's it go again? Yeah, that's the one.
I consider myself very lucky that I didn't have to hit the sky bridge there. Interestingly, not that much slower than my PB.
We darn near celebrated when the kid got back, didn't we? Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow or again. We become fast friends. Calamity has that.
It's funny, like, how consistent all these times are. Like, I've been within 2 seconds
there was more to be done.
of my PB splits, like, every time.
Kid's
But
surprised when I tell him there's only one core left.
then we get to the second half of the run, and you just have these massive, like, 10+ second swings in so many levels. It's just such a step up in difficulty, especially with all the new stuff.
The place is so raw, even the Calamity couldn't cook it. Not all of it. Kid learns the hard way.
Oh no.
Those things. Pecker's got the core, like they're building a Bastion alone. The welcoming committee scrambles to attention. Didn't expect the kid so soon. They shouldn't have let the
Alright, that's fine.
Getting that core was one thing. Getting out's gonna be another. Then Kid gets the feeling he's being watched. He digs his way out of the clearing, but the wilds won't let him go without a fight. And lunkheads ain't fond of two-legged animals. After all, he's got the final core. His journey's over, right? Well, no, it ain't. Kid knows something's up when we ain't there to give a warm welcome. See, Zolf and I were just wrapping up a heated discussion. Zolf can barely muster the words. The calamity failed, he says, but I will not. And with that, Zolf leaves us here, alone. Seems the only thing the calamity saved for Zolf. Zolf banged up this morning pretty bad. But there's a way to put it back together. The shards.
Should have some time save here, like regardless of how
After Zolf's
the prosper part of the dream goes.
Shards. First stop,
see what happens, I guess.
Johnson Bog. You'll get lost in that bog, I told the kid, and I won't be able to guide you back. Well, I let him go. What else could I do? What could any of us do? But the shards can make it better. They're like smaller doses of the core's medicine. Shame the only place to fill that prescription is out here in the wilds. This place is intoxicating. Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good for all I know. Wherever he is, somewhere I've never been. Somewhere I never want to go. The dead welcome him with open arms. Kid pops in. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas hut. I'm Zolf, a Libra. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Sure enough, he finds beggars, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, pineapples, swamp weeds, ankle gaiters. Kid sets foot inside one of St. Andrea's famous watering holes. The security's just nearly straight. Would you look at what he did to poor old Rondé the bartender? It's so simple with this one. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. He sees what's left of his lifelong friend. He wakes up. I'm just fooling. He sees what's left undone.
Not ideal, but I should be on pace to save time here. Like 3-4 seconds, maybe.
Thought we'd lost him, but he finally comes to. The shard ain't lost either. Not anymore. I had to find a ticket out of this hole. Ever heard of a lung blossom? The breath of that thing, like a scumbag sprung a leak. Mother only knows what happened in the bog.
Maybe not quite that much. Only like 2, I would say. Yeah. That's fine, though.
A shard is like a poor man's core, but beggars can't be choosers. That's it. A few more shards like that, and we'll be back in business. A single shard can breathe new life into this place. The shard's got enough juice to spruce up any of these places. Ankle gators used to roam the wilds, and they nested at Rothus Lagoon. Many a tale folks used to scare their children straight originated here. They used to think that ankle gators were extinct. Well, they ain't. Turns out Queen Anne got a hold of a shard. Ankle gators love shiny things. The brushers use their pikes to keep their distance around here. Now the kid can do the same. The closer you get to an ankle gator's lair, the thicker the tall grass grows. Want to know how to find an ankle gator lair? You use a kid as bait. The shard sitting in plain view. Now she's coming for him. She's got nowhere else to go. After all that, Kid lets the Ankle Gator go.
Alright, here we go.
Hope Queen Anne don't mind us borrowing from her treasury. All that trouble for a single shard. But you know what? It was worth it. We need an awful big lost and found under the circumstances. The Bastion's a place of peace, but we can hold our own if we have to.
Alright, Bastion's a place of peace, so that means I need to just get in there as quickly as possible.
Know how Caelondia became the richest city in the world?
Alright.
2 words. Point Lemaine. If the wilds could ever be tamed, it was gonna happen right here.
I don't know how that worked. Wow.
Kid lets a few of them slip by. The Grand Rail's all grown over with things and calamity chewed up and spat out. The Army's triggers once had the place on lockdown. Things eager to take back their turf. Of course, the Grand Rail's seen much more fighting in bygone times. It was right here that Zolf's forefathers decided to mix it up. Near on 50 years ago, first shots fired in the Ura Caelondia.
I thought I was in big trouble there. I have to admit.
The rail must have shook the earth to the bone down in those dens of theirs. Well, the rail won't last much longer now that the Kid took the shard. That was bad. It's still got one good run in store for them, though. All the rotten wood there on the rails turned it into swamp weed central. Ever tried dancing side to side while holding your breath, while choking on swamp weed, while the pecker's trying to prick you in the eye? Well, let me tell you, it ain't fun.
That was mean. All 3 shots right into my face. Uncalled for.
But then at last, it's the end of the line. Should have seen him tiptoe around those swamp weeds in his way. Turns out he's got company up at the rail station, waiting for him. This is for you, says the man. Then wham. Well, what's a kid to do? He took the shot.
Alright, that's a big
He
gold.
took the hit, and he took that note. When a kid comes
Nice.
to, the man's
Let's
long.
go.
That note cuts straight to the heart of things, don't it? It ain't too late to unlock the potential of this place. The arsenal's complete, in case we need protection. The shards are getting harder.
Oh,
to find.
really? I thought for sure that was good. Damn.
Not everything blew up in the calamity. Why, Colford Cauldron here blew up way ahead of its time. We had to have it. We saw in there the heart.
Shit. Right off the bat, I fall.
As for the kid, he just has to get that shard out of there. Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from here to Jocelyn Bog. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Colford Cauldron. Biggest stink eye he's ever seen's waiting for him on the other side. Pops open on him like a pimple on a school day. And where there's one stink eye, there's always more. The Cauldron's tenants all gather up. to bid the
Okay,
kid have
we're
fun.
fine. So let's see, now I go,
He comes
I think,
back
shrine.
looking like the inside of a chimney. The shard works like a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again. Seems the gods recommended this place to all their friends. Want to keep the wilds at bay? Pack yourself a musket and a pike. can't rightly call Mount Zand a mountain anymore. There's no more mountains now. There's no place left for the beasts of the wild to go. But they ain't yet prepared for any company. Best thing we can do for those beasts right now is put them down, quick and clean. Look at it this way. It's either them or us. But if we win, they win too. Our Bastion is everybody's game. Not just ours. We just really need their shard.
I didn't know I could gold that one by 3 seconds. Wow.
We'll all be better off once the Bastion is complete. The monument's getting better. Zolf sure did a number on it, though. Just the occasion to crack open the distillery's private reserve.
Alright, Burstone, let's go.
Imagine everything you'd need to build a city like Caelondia. It takes hard work and planning, and it also takes a Burstone quarry. The quarry came with a lifetime supply of windbags. Not only are these rocks a source of life, we found that the oldest ones remember things. Now why would the Hura sell off such a fascinating place? Might be the gods told them the quarry's bad news. Those rocks, all polished to a mirror sheen, the largest ones, you know as cores. Remember how I said rattletails ain't the worst thing in the quarry? We never could get stubborn old Lunky to leave the quarry alone. That honor goes to a beast we took to Colin, Sir Lunky. Massive things stomped many of our boys. We just couldn't get rid of him. Then the kid hears a voice calling from down the hall. Are you alright? It says. Kid hears him, but he ain't about to be deterred. If that's the way it is, he says, then I won't stop you, because my countrymen will. The shards can put this disease in remission, but there's only one cure. We need to finish what we started. Ain't saying much, but that's the greatest forge in all the city. The Hura swooped down from the east. At least now we know the way.
I think I'm fine with that. Just not being a tech skip. Although maybe if I went distillery, maybe that would work. I don't know, with clean menu.
And mother, what a mess it is. A mess like that could have only been made by hand. At the heart of the calamity was a simple idea. We never wanted to go to war again. Wanted to rule it out.
Oop, a little awkward.
From an Ura, a brilliant young scientist named Ven. Ven worked for the Mancers, the sharpest knives in the city's drawer. With his help, the Mancers devised a way to seal the Ura tunnels shut in a flash. Just like that, every
seriously? Hit me, please. Should have hit me harder the first time, but
Ven didn't like being manipulated. He had plans of his own. He sabotaged the Mancers through science project, set it to blow up in their faces. But remember, the Bastion can fix everything. We just need that shard.
Wait, what? I could get a hit from. Wait, no, I need Were Whiskey earlier than this. Never mind.
Exactly been willing to collaborate on that front. For now, Kid had little choice but to pick up where the calamity left off. First things first, though. There's someone we figured needed rescuing. The Hura fell back, no doubt planning the next move, but we knew ours already. There's something we had to do before going after that last shard. Well, now it's personal, ain't it? is personal for him, and it's personal for me. They've got these conductors that are all what's keeping the place together. They even sick their little rattletail pets on the kid. By now, every Ura from here to the terminals must know he's in town. The Ura keep hanging on to that barricade. After all, their homeland's not much farther. Maybe they know they've lost this. Lost to a kin. Yes, our people caused the calamity, but here we are trying to fix it. As the hour grows desperate, the Ura bring out their big guns.
Damn.
You had to see if everything Zolf wrote to you was true. Once the kid gets that last shard from Zolf, it'll all be over.
Bad menuing, but certainly just need to not have a complete collapse here.
He's too far away.
And it'll be a solid PB anyway.
But he'll be alright. The calamity hit the Tazzle terminals hardest of all. You know why Zolf went back there. Zolf must be there all alone, just waiting. All his old friends and family were there. You know what's funny? Look around. There's not much left to do here at the Bastion, I'm afraid. So why not tell each other stories to pass the time, right? When the kid brings back that shard, the Bastion will be complete. The problem is, we'll all be gone. Oh, we're not gonna die. It's more like all of this will just stop. Things will go back to the way they used to be. This whole place is a living record of the times before the calamity.
Could you not?
You'd be your old self again. Think of all those times that didn't go your way. You follow me? Everything you've ever done, you could do it over. And wouldn't that be grand? How come I know so much about the Bastion? Well, I designed the place. But that's beside the point. There's one problem with a place that sets things back to a bygone time. So you're probably wondering, if the calamity happened already, you can't test it. What's to stop it from happening again, after the Bastion does its thing?
Alright, it's not bad. I think it's on pace to be about a second faster than last run.
You're wondering if there ain't some other way out of this mess. It's alright. I can tell. But why would you even want another way? Unless you wanted to stay here with us. The weight of the calamity.
Oh,
it's on our shoulders.
Interesting.
We can't just
that
let
gold
go.
Can be improved for sure.
Bastion does have another function. Strictly speaking, if ever the monument blew out and we couldn't repair it, we could still evacuate. First, we'd round up as many folks as we could carry. Next, we'd detonate the cores, and we'd take off away from here. You know Zolf and his countrymen won't be giving up that shard without a fight, don't you?
Ooh, that was a little risky.
Zolf and the Ura, all they want now is to see the Bastion fall. He can't have imagined the city would try to wipe the Ura out. Zolf ain't lost every shred of decency, though, has he? He tried to warn you about his plans. He tried to warn the kid.
Oh boy.
First
a little bit low on health.
Personal matter.
I think we're fine. Yeah.
One thing's for sure. Vera can't be happy to have a kid follow Zolf all the way home.
Big PP. That was a lot cleaner than
I wouldn't.
The end of Pazel in
Don't you worry,
last run.
Once the Bastion's restored, it'll all be alright. You ain't still thinking about that whole leaving the city thing, are you? Kid's probably dealt with Zolf by now. He reminds me of myself.
Might be a gold, not sure.
I ever tell you about
Probably not actually, but not super far off. Whew, alright, I finally got a run I can be pretty happy with.
Get up, kid. Come on, that ain't funny. I said get up. That's more like it. Now, set that shard into the monument there. Then we'll talk. The Bastion. It's finally finished. Now, there's something I want you to see.
This was actually like fairly well executed.
Welcome to the heart of the Bastion. I ain't one for long goodbyes, so here's the deal. Zia and I figure you done the heavy lifting, so you get to do the honors. We can tell you how to work this thing if you got any questions. Hey, kid.
That's really nice. Yeah, let's see.
And here I
so where did I fall? In terms of like actual falls, I fell in Prosper.
But instead, you want to stay.
Fell in Colford.
Like this.
Fell in Zoltan's. I think that was it.
I gotta admit, kid.
So no. So that's like 7-8 seconds from falls that I can save. Have another like 10 if Jawson goes perfectly. If I get the skip, basically. And then just some other things I can clean up. You know, menuing in a few places. Starting pace can be a little bit better. But yeah, no, this is solid. This is a solid time for sure. And it is actually over a minute better than what my PB was before finding space vaults, which is nice. So definitely seeing the effect of that. Yeah. Got a 41 sum of best. That's pretty cool too.